Hi guys, Shelly Fitzgerald with Sew Shelly Quilts. So I am at an L460 and I have what's called an Elasticator foot. And it's a very handy little tool. And let me show you how it works. There is a roller at the front that's going to grab this elastic and put the stretch on it while it sews. So this little roller I can adjust the tension on. And then I'm going to load this into the foot. So I have my presser foot up and I'm going to raise this little thing. Let me show you what I'm doing because it's hard for you to see when my fat fingers get in the way. But I am able to raise up on this and get some space. Can you see that? So that's what I'm doing, although my hands will get in the way, okay? So I'm going to raise that and just slip that elastic in. So it's under there now. I'm going to put it clear back far enough that this needle's going to catch it. So I'm going to slip that in. And now I'm going to take a bite by rolling the needle down. And so I've taken a bite into that elastic. Now I am ready to decide how tight this should be. So I'm going to put a little bit of a stretch on it so that that part that's under there already gets some stretch. And then I'm just going to tighten this wheel a little bit. And then you're going to always have to test. So you want to test before you get to your project. Here's my fabric that I want the elastic attached to. And I'm going to raise up. I need to cut a little seam in this. Just a minute, because I'm going to move it in past the knife. So, guys, I made that cut to pretend that the knife had already cut it, okay? Does that make sense? Because I'm going to put this fabric clear under the needle also. So I've raised my presser foot. Love that presser foot lift on the 460. And I've got my fabric clear back under, there you go, where that elastic's going to be. So let me cut off this little tail. You know where that came from. That was just what's going to get cut off on the side so that it fits under the foot. And let me see if y'all see better from this angle or that angle. Now, all we're going to do is start stitching. And let me make sure my settings were still the correct ones. And this is automatically stretching the elastic. If it's not enough stretch, I'm going to tighten it down. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And something caught back there. And it's just gathering, putting a light gather on that elastic. So let's see if you can see so far. Do you see that? So that's already stretched now. That elastic has been attached. I think you can see that. Got extra threads in the way. Pretty cool. I'm going to make this as tight as I can get it, and let's see if it gathers it even more. The tighter I turn that, the more stretch this elastic will have as it goes through. So we'll see the different layers and the different amounts of stretch. So that's gotten a lot more stretch to it. And then for the end, well, I've still got quite a bit, but let me loosen it. I'm going to loosen it. So lefty-loosey. And it's pretty darn loose now. See if we get any stretch at all. Maybe just a tiny, tiny bit. So that's where you would set your project up and decide how much stretch you needed on your elastic. And look, the edge of my fabric is finished. The raw edge is totally covered. And that elastic is ready to go, or I could fold it down and top stitch it if I wanted. take it to a regular machine and pull that out straight, top stitch it, and then I would have that elastic. So the Elasticator is awesome for all sorts of projects. Let me do just a little more because it's fun. You wish you were doing it too. I'll do a little more just because it's fun, and then we will pull it out and take a real peek. So I made it tight again. Why not? You just want to go big or go home. So righty-tighty. Let me get it as tight as it'll go. Get these threads out of the way. Well, I really got it tight there. All right, so let's see what it looks like. Okay, so here is our gathered fabric. So there it was really tight. Here is where I loosened it a bit and it's not as tight. And then here's where I tightened it up again. So Sandra Swick from Galloping Horse Sewing is here. I'm gonna have her hold this and watch. Look how cool that is, guys. The waistband of little baby, little baby diaper covers. Look how cute that would be. The pockets on an apron, the top of an apron pocket so that it held things in better. Just all sorts of applications, the waist to anything. And then Sandra and I were just talking, you probably can play with stitch length also to adjust some of how much this gathers and changes. So you could have used a little bit wider elastic also, and I just think the Elasticator foot is an important tool for you to get, play with, and use. This is Shelley with Sew Shelley Quilts. Bye.